Oh, we got a bit of a team kill going on here. In the top left side, the blue Zerg player fighting for the KC Gamers. The blue Zerg. Solar. Bottom right side, we got ourselves a red Terran player fighting for the KC Gamers as well. He is Innovation. Alright. Alright, well, yeah, I mean, size, if you really want to do it, you know, you should probably give it a go. See how it suits, you know? It's a very hard of a thing, though, to, you know, similar as like being a streamer. It takes a lot of commitment, a lot of time, efforts. So a lot of other things you do have to do in order to really grow as a streamer / commentator. You know? But, yeah, if you want to give it a go, just simplest way is get yourself a replay pack and go at it, right? Go at it. Put that on YouTube. Let's see what happens. See how it goes. Keep trying from there, you know? Try to get into some groups where they do have StarCraft 2 events going on. Can be a smaller team, can be a bigger team. Up to you. Most communities already have a bit of a caster. Usually the thing. Right, most of the smaller teams have their own little Artosis and Tasteless, or maybe just like a Rotterdam. Who knows? Right, like Alpha X has me. Silly little Rotterdam. All right, well, this is, you know what, that drone could be in a bit of trouble. Like the micro from Innovation so far, but there we go. 2 spore crawlers being forced out. It's not bad. It's not bad. But, yeah, don't let that deter you, size. Can always, there's always some groups out there that are still looking for more. 3rd CC quite quickly here, on the way already for Innovation. Solar, not being deterred though, will get himself a 3rd base as well. So it looks like we may be in it for the long haul for this first match. A big old TVZ to kick the year off of. A lot of drones. It's a lot of drones. Yeah, simple Hellion and what most likely will be a Banshee attack here from Innovation. Trying to get himself the standard kind of combination of units in order to be safe of, well, pretty much everything here that can throw at you in the earlier parts of the game, especially if you see that they are going for the triple base, of course. It's a little bit near impossible to get the triple base economy going and get yourself the Mutalisk Spire at the same time quite early. Zesta's been playing non-stop 3 days in a row. That is impressive. I mean, Zesta's been playing a lot recently, and he was improving a lot as well, but at first, when I started seeing him again, after he really started committing once more, ooh, getting inside of this base, we'll be able to see the 3rd CC. I'm fairly certain that it was the first time he got to see this 3rd CC. So that must be filling him with a bit of confidence right now, and exactly that is the case. We'll be getting himself the double Evo chambers here as well. As he is still trying, actually, yeah, committing with the Zerglings on the right side of those Hellions. Trying to get a bit of a surround going. Not bad, not bad. Does manage to get some of them in exchange for... Oh, actually only the Reaper. Okay, well, I thought he also got 1 or 2 Hellions. Not the case. But, yeah. Only 3 workers, I suppose. He knows that he can play greedy here, so it's not the worst. Just gotta be careful and mindful of that Banshee play, of course, afterwards. If we do even have Banshee... No, we don't, actually. It's just the Viking. Jeez Louise. Cozy. It is what a lot of StarCraft 2 players do, after all. Right, I'm fairly certain if Zest wouldn't be showing up here today, Size, he would be just playing on the ladder and stuff. Alright, just got one of the mules. Bit of a payback right there, but... Alright, shoos away the Viking. Lair finally gonna finish up here as well. Will be nicely timed out with the +1/+1. So I think Solo should be able to keep an advantage in that department here for a little bit. A little bit at least, right? It's gonna start up the baning speed as quickly as possible as well. That's always a good thing. I don't think we're gonna see a push before. Actually, well, okay, it's a medevac push. That's alright. Not bringing a siege tank along, but yeah, with an armory now on the way as well. Could just be for the upgrades, but he still has those Hellions as well. Can, of course, try to make them into Hellbats. I'm fairly certain we will have Baneling speed finished up here before anything really significant will come across the map. Those two medevacs, of course, not saying they're insignificant, but they're not like a fully committed push with Hellbats and Siege Tanks and then just trying to carve themselves away through the creep here. Talking about that creep, that is quite a bit of nice creep spread, isn't it? Oh, lovely. Lovely Zergling scouting and movement there. With the Overlords already seeing that medevac drop was coming along this way. Now setting up over here on the right side as well. And yeah, we can clearly see that that Baneling speed will finish up as the Terran forces, I believe, will start moving out of the map right now. Don't think it's going to take too much longer. Right about now. And go. And green light. And to victory. Alright, I'll give it a second here. Just as I stop saying it, that's when they go, of course. Typical behavior here from the Korean Terran. Always reluctant to listen to the casters. I like this, little tiny choke points here. Didn't have to break down the rooks because of it, but we'll break the rooks down regardless. I guess there is a lot of creep here, so I have to be a little bit wary of this. But that's nice. Now you can have the siege tanks up on the ramp and still have a bit of a way past here. It's gonna clean out more of the minerals as well. I would like to keep this over here, actually, right? I think that would be a good call. Automatically split up your units, basically, as you run across the map. Alright, so still going fully for the siege tanks here is innovation. It's an interesting way to play this. I guess he knows that there's no Mutalisk on the field, right? Not seen a single one. There's a big run by though, breaking through the door, getting on top of these SCVs. Those SCVs not spreading apart. Social distancing almost as important in those types of moments as it would be for us as Dutchies with all the corona going around. Right, more Banelings are available here, but that is still quite a terrifying amount of Marines as well. Okay, like the minimal committal to the defense there. Just kind of gets them away from the hatchery and then backs up again. Ooh, a good siege tank there. Having a nice volley. You got to be careful here. It's different from engaging Widowmine armies, of course. The Widowmine armies you want to send in little batches of units. Against the siege tanks and the mass marine here, you want to do something else entirely. Looks like it may actually become a bit too much to handle here for Solo momentarily. As he is running dry on units. We'll send in more Zerglings in order to get economic damage dealt across the map as well. But this is the real battle here. This is what is the most important. He needs to stop this push from happening. He needs to stop it from gaining more traction. And, well, he's going to be able to get some more traction, I suppose, with the Vipers now. But he did lose 2 bases. Killing only 19 workers. I thought there would be more workers killed off. But I suppose Innovation never really made a 4th base. So I think that is still okay, seeing how Solar now already getting a 5th, as Innovation only now starting up that 4th. Will most likely not die right now because of this push through the middle either. So bought himself a bit of time. Still needs to start adrenal glands and the 3-3 upgrades though, with a army this committed onto the Zerglings. You would expect that as quickly as possible. Oh, no cancel on that base right there. That's a bit rough. We'll not be able to do the same against Innovation here across the map. Thwarted by the reinforcements. Nice positional play there from Innovation. Those high ground areas, well, it's very nice to push from. But also, when you are doing it offensively, there is a lot of ways around. Great blinding clouds there on most of the siege tanks. Only one remains. A couple of banelings here may want to try and turn around again, because there is a lot of reinforcements coming. Wants to try and make use of that creep a bit more. May want to try and get a way around this army once again with the Zerglings, right? It's a good way to flank around. There's a good bit of creep highway that way, so... There we go, that's exactly what he's going to be doing. The Marines already spread up in 2 groups. Actually, he's just going to go around into that newly established base here for Innovation. Going to try to even up the score here. Well, he is going to lose another base himself. Now they're both back on 3 bases here. Although he never really got to kill that command center. That is unfortunate. Alright, so in this case, right, we have Innovation in a really good position overall. But, I mean, Solar, you can't count him out just quite yet, because he is starting to get those lurkers, right? And the lurkers, surely, well, I know the siege tanks are supposed to be the counter against the lurkers, but they still can have quite a rough time if all they have in front of them is Marines. Are replays available for these games? Yeah, there's the Metrorino page where I'm fairly certain you'll be able to buy the replays from. Alright. Ooh, parasitic bomb onto the medevacs right there. It's actually gone the wrong way. It's like... panic. Panic in that medevac right there. Phobos rules the battlefield still. Alright, starting to spread out those siege tanks. Clever thinking. Circling counterattack does find more opportunity though. Again, a lot of SCVs are going down. This is really what's keeping Solar in this game right now. At the same time, it is also making it more difficult for him to clean up these attacks here. So those banelings, they are just not plentiful enough. Look at the way the Marines of Innovation just kind of spreading out here. And creating gaps within the ranks wherever those banelings are trying to go to. Just having all the other Marines shooting down those banelings at the same time. Trading super efficiently. Let's just take a look over here, right? Look at that. Look at that efficiency right there. It's absolutely mental. And Solar's not really in a position where he can afford to trade inefficiently, right? He is... he's actually a base... Well, just almost a base ahead, but... He was a bit of a base behind for a while there as well, so... It's rough. Looking at the income graph. Okay, that is still more in Solar's favor than I thought it would be. Solar now starting to get that adrenal glands upgrades also. One of the more important upgrades if you play with mostly Zerglings. Okay, did anticipate the movement here as well on the right side, so we'll have his lurkers in a good position. The Zergling's gonna try to get a good surround going. Nice parasitic bomb once again. Oh, it's actually doing a lot better than I thought it would. Look at that! Getting 2 of the medevacs there. With a good batch of units in there also. Little outcropping of those units still gonna get thwarted. Another bit of a Ling run by there, trying to delay another base coming up. As we have the attack for Innovation still continuing onwards as well. This is one of the more difficult things now for the Zerg to deal with, as the +3/+3 bio don't need that many units anymore in order to snipe out a hatchery as quickly as you can kind of see them coming in. So There we are. Now some lurkers are available here. Zerglings are in the 5th base. Getting some of those very, very crucial SCVs. It's not like we have a lot of the orbitals hanging around. I think we only have we only have 3 of them. Oh, Liberators. They are a nasty piece of work here. 6 workers just like that. Hatchery again getting cancelled. Big drop into the main base. Innovation really ramping it up right now. Those Liberators making it incredibly difficult for the Zerg to clean this up. And GG is called just like that. GG. So yeah, if you are looking to get yourself the replays, you can head on over to the Matcherino link. Buy yourself the replay pack over there, of course. The alternative would be the Patreon page of ITaX. If you go over there, subscribe, join the Discord, you'll be able to get yourself a bit of the replays as well. Alright, first game for Innovation here. Oh. How much minerals and gas are in one base? All mined out. You mean the first base? That was like your little tiny mineral patches left. Not much. Not much. Which means the natural base is also about to mine out. I guess Innovation, he did a bit more muling, of course. So his main base mining out a bit quicker than that of Solar. But the natural base is rough to say always, kind of, right? So all right. Game number 2 will be happening on Light Shade. Slight bit of shade. It's a weird name for a map, isn't it? Light Shade. It's like I guess light does make shade, to be fair, right? Without light, there would be no shade, because then it would just be darkness. If you don't have a opposite of the shade, right? You don't know what shade is. Since shade is kind of the absence of light. But then if there's no light, how can there be an absence of light? Or at least a concept of absence of light, right? Does that make sense? I think it does. Alright. Oh, I meant the numbers. I wanted to know how many resources lost numbers really meant. Like 5 minerals and 4k gas in one. I think that's a bit more. We'll take a look. Alright, so you have differentiating mineral patches, right? So some of them are around like 170. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 mineral patches with 870-ish. And then you have 4 mineral patches with around 1.8k minerals in there. So that would be like what, 5.2, 10.4-ish, 10.4, 10, yeah, 15. Wait, I'm losing track. I don't know. I'm not in the mental state right now to be able to do this. In the bottom right side, we got a red Terran player, 1 point on the board. Innovation. Oh, I had an absolute meltdown there, didn't I? 15. Where did that come from? How did they get to 15? Crazy. Anyway, Blue Zerg, top left side, Kaiser Gaming as well. Solar. And then gases have about, yeah, 4.5k. And I believe this is very similar in most of these bases, like all on the maps. So 1800s, yeah. Yep. There you go. No problem, buddy. Anytime. Okay. Initial Reaper again. Let's see if it gets as much done as it did the previous time. 2 Spore Crawlers. I mean, you know, you keep the drones alive, but oh, you don't keep that one alive, though. Look at that little tiny spine right there on the ground. So yeah, it's already even a better start here for innovation, right? It's already a bit of a mental thing for it as a Zerg. If you lose that first initial drone, you're like, oh, that really should not happen here. I have Zerglings, they should be able to keep this from happening. Why is it happening? It must mean I'm bad. It must mean I'm horrible at the game, right? And then you start questioning everything from that point onwards. Oh, losing a creep tumor as well. Oh. Rough. 10.8k minerals, 4.5k gas. There you go. That's quite a bit, isn't it? Quite a bit. So yeah, if you are still ahead of just like having one entire extra base, right? That would be a difference of, what, near 22k minerals and 9k gas, because, you know, you're not just taking these minerals, you're also taking it away from your opponents, right? So if you ever get into a split map situation, that's why it's so important to grab those bases from your opponents. Start mining them out. Alright, lair attack on the way. This time around, Solo gonna forego the quicker Zergling upgrades here. I mean, it didn't quite work out for him the previous time, did it? So, kinda do appreciate the fact that he's gonna try to do a little bit of a different strategy here. A lot less siege tanks on the ground this time around as well, though. Which is a bummer for Solar. I'm not sure if, well, I guess Innovation did see the lair, but he was already switching over that factory to a reactor here anyway. Let's see if he's still gonna switch this over to the tech lab. I suppose he has the opportunity to do both here, right? Depending on what he scouts. I wonder if that is something he would have done. Sometimes, like, I look into these types of things that Innovation does, like, oh wow, that's so smart, how is he doing it? You know, he's like, ensuring that he has Widow Mines in this situation, Siege Tanks in this situation. And then, you know, we used to have some interviews with these guys sometimes, and then usually when it's with Innovation, I'm like, wow, so, I mean, how did you know? You know, how do you make these decisions of, like, do I go for Widow Mines or do I go for Siege Tanks? And he's just like, oh yeah, you know, I just kind of, I do what I feel like at the moment, you know. I don't really think about it too much. Now, that could be a lie, of course. It could be that he has an intricate way to kind of think about the entire thing, but you know what? Somewhere I trust this man saying, I don't really think about it too much. I just kind of do whatever the hell I want to. Of course, there are moments such as like Mutalisk on the map and Lurkus on the map that do give kind of an indicator as to, all right, I really do need to get Widow Mines, or I really do need to get myself some Siege Tanks. But yeah, other than that, like in a situation like this, right, I think it would have been okay for him to go already into the Siege Tanks, but I think he will switch around to the Widow Mines as soon as he kind of sees this Mutalisk. That's what I'm assuming. It's just such a pain to try and deal with the Mutalisk without any type of AoE splash damage from the ground. Yes, his instincts based on experience. Every single Korean pro and ex-pros call Inno a genius. Yeah. I mean, you know, he's been around the block for so long, right? It's hard not to call him a genius. Oh, look at that. Lovely stuff. Needs to target down the banelings. Oh! Ah, busy with the Mutalisk, I suppose. Still trading out okay, though. Careful, careful. Mutalisk. Don't want to lose him. Wow, he didn't lose a single one of them. That is surprising. Really did think he was going to lose some of it. Right, we have a armory, I believe. Yeah, we should do, as there's 2-2 on the way here. So this could be quite an interesting battle coming up here momentarily. Those Manifex will be able to heal up the Hellbats as well, of course. Never quite understood why that is the case, right? Like, how come you can heal up a Hellbat, but not a Hellion? Does seem a little bit wishy-washy. It's like one of those things, right, that's just ingrained in Terran. Like, yeah, we know you can't heal a Hellion, even though apparently you can. It's just like, we know that you can't, so we'll never try it, and we'll never figure out that you actually can. Kind of ordeals. Alright, well, here we go. First wave of Banelings. Gonna clash into, well, most of the Hellbats, so some of those are gone right now, but the Marines on the back foot of this still looking pretty darn strong, so gotta be careful here. Yeah, that's not enough Banelings, mate. That is not enough Banelings. Committing to an attack with the siege tanks there is quite horrendous if you have to move backwards. It's just giving more and more volleys to those siege tanks here. It finds the siege tank kind of rotating around on the wrong side of town. And we will have a bit of a attempted counter-aggression. It's gonna quickly move back around though. Realizing there's just too much stuff for innovation absolutely everywhere. Okay, again, another attempt. We'll find some reinforcements, but, I mean, is there any type of answer against the wave of Marines and siege tanks that are coming through the bottom here? I don't think there is. A base race, I don't see it really going into favor here for our blue Zerg player. He needs to get on top of the Marines, right? He needs to just keep taking out those Marines one at a time. And not allow them to bulk up already. I think they may have bulked up a bit too much here on that right side. Now gonna get some of the Mutalisk low. The Marine assault on the left side still moving forwards. And that is gonna do probably the end game push that innovation needs here. It's gonna bring Ragnarok among Solar here. I know it's another player entirely, but that's what it feels like. GG is called. Innovation takes another game. He is absolutely killing it today here. Oh, that was the button. Oh yeah. All right. So 2 games going into Innovation's favor so far. Pretty good. Pretty strong. And yeah, Solar, I mean, Solar, I feel like he can do better than this, right? It's hard to really pinpoint the exact place where stuff is going wrong for him in these types of situations. It just seems, could it be creep spread? Could it be just not getting his economy rolling early on enough? Not being able to do any type of counter-aggression when he needs to? Right, we do have a couple of moments where Innovation is moving out with his forces. Maybe those opportunities need to be found by Solar in order to, you know, try to get the counter-aggression going as quickly as possible, instead of just trying to do a straight-up fight off the bat against Innovation, which is something that we see some Zergs do, by the way, right? We know that Dark does this, and Dark does it with extreme efficiency, so it's curious to see why it works for somebody like Dark, right? And then it's not quite working for somebody like Solar. It's not like Dark does it against weaker Terrans either, right? Dark does this against Innovation as well. So, yeah, that's the interesting question right there. Alright, Solar's ready. Inu's ready. Innovation. Innovation taking a moment here. Moment for himself. I'm not sure what he's doing. Ah. Whew. The head. Still a little bit going around there, that New Year's Eve. The head is still at yesterday, it seems. Oh, my. I had a good time. I don't remember a lot of it, though. At least you were sober. Well, yeah, slightly. Slightly. I wouldn't be surprised if I would do an alcohol test right now. I'd probably still have more than the regular, right? The baseline in my bloodstream. It does linger around quite a while. Although, who knows? Maybe not. Maybe by now it's already gone. In the bottom left side, Blue Zerg. Solar. From the KC Gamers. Also from the KC Gamers, his opponent. The Red Town player. Yes, sir. We do have a KC team kill. He is Innovation. You can feel your body growing older, can't drink as much. You don't drink anymore. I mean, it's all about resilience, guys, right? Just building up that resilience. That is... Size doesn't drink anymore. I mean, you do seem like a gym rat, Size. That's a good thing, right? Gym rat. It's a guy that is always found in the gym. 6 AM. Show up. Do your thing. I doubt you are, buddy. I doubt you are. Starting you with some Kozan Caustic. Thank you, Tech9. I mean, to be fair, the thing that truly makes it great is, of course, these players over here. These fine Korean... vibrant boys showing us how to play this video game. You've never seen any players in their 40s? I mean, StarCraft 1 is... Well, I mean, I suppose. Maybe in Korea, right? No? Is there none in Korea? Really, Riverside? Maybe StarCraft 1? There must be still some 40-year-olds playing StarCraft 1 out there, right? In Korea? I mean, StarCraft 1 got released when they were like 20. It must be. There must be someone there. 44 is still playing StarCraft 2? Interesting. StarCraft 1 is still more popular in Korea, yeah. I mean, it's the national sport, isn't it? Also, I mean, the foreigners started kicking your ass in StarCraft 2. At least Cyril was. It's clearly the reason. TY learned StarCraft from his dad, who had him playing at like 8 years old. That's gotta be some boomers on the ladder. Yeah, I would assume so. Still like number 5 in the net cafe, yeah. Yeah, League just an absolute behemoth of an esports right now, isn't it? I mean, everyone's reaction is slow. I don't think, actually, like... I don't think your reaction gets that much slower over time. I think it's just harder to learn new reactions and stuff like this when you're older, perhaps. Right? To get new kind of impulse control, as I'd like to call it, in full StarCraft. Because, like, you can see some, like... This may sound like a weird comparison. By the way, there's going to be a Hellbat push. It may seem like a weird comparison, but, like, if you see some of these, like... it's probably not really as much in the Netherlands, but sometimes you see, like, these really old people with, like... still doing a lot of work with their hands, right? They have done it their entire lives. And they're I don't know, they're like weaving a basket or they're weaving a cloth, something, like a carpet. And my dear God, their hands move at freaking light speed. Alright, anyway. No baling nest here yet. Also, guys, this could be a lot of trouble for Solar here, who is on his last legs. So this may actually be in the final couple of moments that Solar will be able to get anything done here. It's moving further and further backwards. The Queen having a rough time trying to micro backwards. The Zergling on the backside getting absolutely blasted with the firepower of those Hellbats. Trying to get the medevac. The medevac still stands though. Good micro from Innovation and making life extremely difficult for Solar here. Losing another Queen. And the Hellbat still going strong. The medevac is so low. Okay, there it does go down. But so are the Queens, it feels like. No reinforcements coming in for Innovation here, but... Although, as I say that, two Hellbats arrive. Getting more picks on those Zerglings. Denying mining here. He didn't get any real drone damage just quite yet. And as I say that, of course, a Liberator comes in and starts dealing drone damage. But I still think this is quite something. It's like League, FIFA Online, Sudden Attack, PUBG, Overwatch, MapleStory, SC1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's number 7 on the on the list. That's rough. Thought the Koreans would have more willingness to commit. RTS still more than in niche. Yeah, I suppose. Hmm. It's a rough thing. It's going great in global terms. It's alright, right? I do think we need a bit of a mix-up though, really, if we want to keep RTS going the way that it is. We really, I do think, would do, well, we really would have great benefits of just having another big one come out. Age of Empires 2 has a big rise right now. I've not really noticed that, honestly, myself. Age of Empires 4 coming out as well soon. Alright, that could be something nice. I wouldn't really like that, really. Oh. How did he get in there? When did this happen? Getting an SUV like that. What a good boy. Alright, here we are. That is 2 Widow Mines there. Ooh, careful! Okay, he's careful enough. Sorry, that scared me. Oh, using banings for that as well. That is rough. Solar, that is not supposed to happen here. It's already kind of struggling to maintain efficiency, well, enough efficiency against Innovation, and can't afford to use banelings to clean up the Widow Mines there. That is, ugh. I know it goes quick, but it's not really efficient. Being quick isn't always efficient. I suppose in time-wise it is efficient, but that's about it. why it's high latency. I don't think so. Oh wait, something else? I see. So, well, never mind. I'm gonna just focus on the game here. I like that chat is going wild, but it makes it difficult for me to keep tabs on everything. Oh! I say wild, it's like 3 people talking, like 1 message a minute. Oh, Widowmine drops here. Only getting 4 workers. Mutalisk getting more damage done overall. Another Widowmine drop. Actually, again, getting a bit more this time around, it seems. No, actually, also 2 kills each. Alright, so it's... Oh, it's over here. I see. Wow, I'm on fire. Also 4 kills. All these Widowmines getting 4 kills everywhere. Right, don't use the banelings. Die! I see. More Widowmines. Man, this is starting to get out of control here. The Widowmine. I mean, it's not as many Widowmine attacks as we see somebody like Cure, for example, do with his build. It's definitely still quite a bit. Definitely still finding quite a bit of a... Ooh, okay. Oh, still letting the Widowmine shoot as well. That is rough. Yeah, I don't like these statistics here. Income advantage. Imagine if Africa starts getting a lot of internet access and then all of a sudden they just all start playing StarCraft 2. It's a possibility, right? It's a possibility. I mean, China is investing a lot in Africa right now, the infrastructure. Maybe they'll have like computers. And then, you know, maybe because it's free to play and stuff, a lot of kids will be jumping on boards. Probably more Fortnite though, to be fair, most likely, but oh well. Alright. Acceptable way to use Widowmine banelings. Banelings on the Widowmines there. They're gonna shoot you anyway. May as well. On the left side, we have a good group of units as well, kind of pushing through here. There's a lot of group spread being denied at the moment. And Solar kind of struggling to see which one of these groups will be committing first into any type of real battle. Of course, the moment that he tries to go for one of these groups, then immediately that other group will just move in forwards like an absolute mad killing machine, trying to get on top of a hatchery. And that's exactly what we see happening here. Don't use the banelings on the Thor. Alright, oh, there's still a reasonable sized amount of Zerg. Gotta watch out for those Widowmines. Okay, yeah, I think that is quite acceptable here. Getting the Thor as well, losing again. How do they keep getting here? How does he keep doing this? Were they there all this time? Because that Widowmine had 2 kills and the other 5, and I guess he got a larvae, maybe? Something like that? I don't know, it's hard to say. Mutalisk here. Trying to just hunt down the Medivacs, but not quite being able to do anything of that sort. Another base coming down for Innovation here. Innovation now on the same base count as Solar, and Solar still kind of struggling on the Ling Bang Mutalisk unit composition. He's going to try to get most likely some Ultralisk on the way here, and the Ultralisk should be a big boon to his overall composition, but I mean, we're already seeing Ghost Academy, we're already seeing Liberators, we already see quite a couple of Marauders starting to be mixed in with the overall Bioforces, so it is looking rough. It is looking rough as can be here for Solar. He is definitely struggling still. He is max supply though, maybe with one very, very nice bit of trading, he may be able to get himself across the map here. Actually start dealing damage himself as well. More Widowmines just absolutely everywhere, going ham. But you know what, this is rough. This is just gonna lose maybe another base, or at least a lot of time. More banelings there getting shot as well with those siege tank volleys. Finding a lot of opportunities here. Waiting for the banelings. And there's the lift up on the right side. That is secure right now, but still struggling with the cleanup of this army here. And down goes that base. Yeah, that's it. I think that may be the point of no return here for Solar. I mean, if he had a good bank right now, I think maybe he would be able to get something done, but he really doesn't. He needs to spend most of the money that he has right now on remaking hatcheries, and he needs to spend that money as well on remaking his army. And yeah, that is probably not something that's going to be done all that easily. He's going to go for a bit of an in-between. Going to make one hatchery and make an Ultralisk here, so I guess that's something. But one Ultralisk is not going to turn the tide here. Still trying to get all these upgrades going as well. The +3/+3. The Ultralisk armor. Oh, the Mutalisk. The Mutalisk just trying to buy time. He knows he needs to keep Innovation busy. He can't afford Innovation to just run rampant on his side of the map right now, as he is already bleeding like an absolute... I don't know what bleeds a lot, but man, Solar, he is definitely in that camp. From now on, we'll say he's bleeding like a Solar, trying to keep up with Innovation's multitasking here. Alright, Widowmine's just kind of slapping everything down, and that's going to be it, guys. That is no way. GG is called. 3 games in a row. Innovation on an absolute tear today.